Yeah, I ran out of battery there. What we're gonna end up doing is getting one of those small latch locks where when it's on a hinge, when you fold it over, it covers the bolts that keep the lock locked, or you can't take the screws out. Just put a couple of drill holes here, You can put a bolts with nut or nylon nut behind it, and it'll latch over into a latch, and then you put a fucking lock on it. Trying to find a small latch though is going to be the trick. It's just a little thing that when you do get a Whipple, you don't want people fucking around inside. So what you're going to end up doing is you'll have to take this fender off, not completely, but disconnect it enough to where it falls over to where you can get 2 drill holes here without. I could probably do the 2 drill holes without taking it off. You have to be very careful though. You'd have to do a punch, and then do the drilling. You could do it without taking the fender off. It would be just a little extra protection for if you have a Whipple underneath that hood. And you don't have to put one on both sides. All you need is one on this side. And when you try to lift up the hood, it doesn't go up. You can lift it up a little bit. Sounds like you have somebody using a dirt bike over there. Oh, it's a jackass. It's a jackass hee-haw. Wow. They're having a problem. We're having a very dry, not unusual. We haven't had any rain. We need rain because it needs to produce vegetation for things like these donkeys, but mostly for our bighorn sheep. The bighorn sheep, we do set up remote drinking troughs for them. Helicopters scoop up water out of Lake Mead and they'll drop a bunch of water into a holding facility in a couple locations. And plus, they don't really need to drink water that often, the bighorn sheep, because they get a lot of their moisture from the plants that they eat. But the problem is we haven't had enough moisture, enough rain to grow plants that they eat. So we need to get rain so it grows. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is they're going to have to tranquilize a lot of these animals and relocate them because they're not going to have enough vegetation to eat. If they don't do that, they will die. We need rain, and you know, they need vegetation to eat. I don't know if you can feed them, if they'll eat, hay, wheat. I don't know, man. I would think they would, but you have to be able to put it in a spot where a bunch of those bighorn sheep are, so they know where they can find it. Because the donkeys will eat it too, of course, and wild horses. But the bighorn sheep are going to have problems finding food. Water is not so much an issue. They can go down if they're near Lake Mead, they'll go down to Lake Mead, and I'm not sure the statistics, but I know they only need to drink water. Like, they only need to drink water once every like 7 fucking days or some bullshit thing. Because, like I said, they get their vegetation from plants, or their moisture, the plants that they eat. But we need water, rain, to grow the plants that they eat. You know, I'm not really sure, but I mean, if you come inside of here, you see this grass. I mean, it's hardly any here, but you see this grass right here. They eat that shit, but they need more. You know what I'm saying? If it rains, it'll grow. It'll grow, and then it'll essentially die because there's not enough moisture. But then it's like, you know, it's like hay. They just eat. I mean, it's everywhere, and they will eat it. They'll have enough vegetation. Anyways, let's go in the cooler here. You know, I wish I would have fucking like stopped at a sandwich shop or something, like and got a nice fucking sandwich. I think maybe we'll stop at see, this Jeep is set up for, and see, we do have a candy bar here, so that's good. And we will have a Gatorade. This is good right here, bro. No, you guys can't eat this. This is for human consumption only. Windy. I'm good, man. I got my thing wrapped around my ears. I got my hood on. These old boys think we're camping here tonight. I could if I wanted to. I got a sleeping bag in there. I could have a propane fireplace if I wanted to. This Jeep is set up for camping right now as we speak. I got a refrigerator, but I don't have, you know, I got some candy bars in it, but I don't have any food in it or anything like that. We don't have any coffee with us or anything like that. I don't put the food or the coffee in until we leave, for example. Plus, I don't have the dishes or the propane stove. It's actually a butane stove. I'm going to let you go for now. We were able to put another battery in. We already drained 2 batteries. So everything's looking good. We'll have to take it easy when we drive out of here, because they do whip quite a bit back there. As you can see, one of the bikes broke free with the ratchet mechanism let go. We just had a Jeep come whipping by us. There's a road down here that this road ties into that takes you out near a staging area. But we're going to go back the same way we came in. And I believe we can turn right there right now. But if we can't, we have to go down the road about a mile and then flip a U-turn. I'm going to let you guys go while I eat this. Beautiful, isn't it? Now you know why. You know why they built Las Vegas where they built it. I mean, this is the prettiest section of this mountain range through the entire state of fucking Nevada. This is the prettiest area and prettiest mountain range right here. Yeah, all that red rock over there, that's red rock. The red rock loop where you have, back in the day it was great, but today it's just too tourist. It's too touristy. It's become a tourist nightmare. I mean, you got fucking lines of cars going in there. I remember back in the heyday, man, we used to get on our sport bikes because it closes at dusk. We would roll in just before they closed. Nobody there, or hardly anybody there. You could ride your sport bike on there pretty fast. Just be aware of the ranger wherever he is. And when you're riding your sport bike, they can see you from quite a ways away, so we had two on that recreation loop. We had two of the brothers rent a slingshot. That's a three-wheeled motorcycle. It's big. The black community, for some reason, really loves these tricycles. But anyways, they did the loop here, and they had their seatbelts on and shit. They lost control of their slingshot. It went off the road, flipped upside down, caught on fire. They both died. And I'd be willing to almost bet you they were probably high and probably drinking when it happened. Maybe not. But I've seen some of the brothers riding on the strip with their slingshot with a beer between their legs and a malt liquor between their legs, drinking on it and smoking a fucking blunt. I'm just telling you like I see it, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go while I finish this.